Hi, Michael, Coach Smart from ABC Baseball Camps. I'm here to do your hitting evaluation. So let's get started. Okay, from a setup standpoint, I really like what you do with your feet. Nice, easy, repeatable, parallel stance. Nice wide base to promote good balance. Let's see what you do with your hands here. Okay. Michael, if I was your hitting coach or your baseball coach, I would probably get those hands up a little bit higher. Okay. It's hard to create a downward angle to our swing plane if we have our hands that low. But let's see, maybe you can do it. Let's watch. Okay, so, and one other thing I would do is maybe I would create a little bit more separation, Michael. Instead of having my hands there, I might push those hands back to like in here someplace. Okay? A little more separation might be give you the ability to create a little more bat speed with those hands, okay? Okay, let's see what you do in your stride. Okay, now it looks like to me that you've gone a little bit open a little bit. That front foot's leaked open a little bit. We want to try to do what we can to resist that, Michael. Okay, I want that front foot to look just like your back foot does. Point in the same direction. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so your stride foot is down. Okay. Now we'll look at your swing plane. Okay, so obviously we're out in front. How do we tell we're out in front? Well, we can see that our arms at contact, whoops, are just past, are already extended, right? We want to have a nice firm this look at contact. Okay, and not be out in front like that. Left arm's got a little bit of a, from my angle here, looks like it's got a little bit of a bend to it, okay? And, you know, that's not horrible, but we want to make sure that we're not bowing out that front arm. A lot of times that has to do with your grip. You know, it looks like you're a little knuckle to big knuckle guy rather than a little knuckle to little knuckle guy, which is what we want. Okay, so that's another thing I might want to change a little bit, is getting you little knuckle. Okay. Okay, so we talked about your swing plane a little bit. Your swing plane's a little bit flat, bud. Okay, you're just a little bit flat. You know, see, guys that put their bats behind their helmets have a tendency to have a little longer swings. They're level, but they're level too long. Okay, it's going to take you longer to get to the baseball. Okay, and then from here, okay, we're right at contact, right? So, to hit the ball harder, Michael, you're a little guy right now. I don't know how big you're going to get, but you're a smaller kid right now. We need to make sure that we understand what creates power, what creates hitting the ball harder. What's going to give us faster bat speed? Okay, faster bat speed and power come from creating resistance. Okay, when we're hitting, we're creating resistance from our back side to our front side. We're trying to take this knee and drive it down to the inside of that front foot. Okay, and in this position right here, your knee is going down pretty good. But I just wonder how hard it could be going down if you weren't on the very tip of your toe. Okay, if you were more in that area rather than this area at contact. Well, you haven't even made contact yet. There. Okay? So, it's all about creating resistance, Michael. And your front foot is perfect for creating resistance. Your front side is fantastic for creating resistance. But we got to stay in our back leg a little longer. We got to stay in our legs longer. Okay? So we get to here and you're really good. And then you start pushing up. And now your front leg gets locked out a little bit. And now there's hardly anything here from a standpoint of pushing down. Now it's coming up, back up again because you're on your toes so much. So we got to get you on that ball of your foot more. And that just takes some experimentation and work on just taking your load and your stride and getting that position. I'm not in favor of, especially younger kids and smaller kids, locking out your front leg. Okay, I'd like to see your leg in this position at contact, right where it is right now. And for that matter, we might as well talk about it now, Michael, is we want your belt buckle right here, your belt buckle, to be facing towards the second baseman when you're making contact with the baseball. That approach to hitting will give you the opportunity to hit balls on the outer half of home plate just as well as you hit balls on the inner half. And when you get older, that's how you're going to be judged. How can this kid take away something from a pitcher? And if you can't get to that position, those pitchers are going to start throwing you away all the time. Okay? Because you're going to see where you are at contact. I can't even see your front hip at contact. You've rotated your body so much that the only pitches you're going to be able to hit, with any thunder at all, with any juice, is going to be middle or middle in. And I want you to think about, and your parents to think about, Michael, the big picture. You might be the best guy in your team and the best hitter in your community, wherever you live. But don't think about how good you are now. Think about how good you're going to have to be in 5 or 6 years from now. Just think how good you're going to have to be to compete against, the best players in the country or the best players at your high school. Okay, that's the mindset you have to play this game. Be happy for the success you have, but don't put too much into it. Okay? And make sure that you address the things we're talking about at a young age, so it doesn't turn into a nightmare when you get older, and I see that all the time. Okay, let's watch another swing here. Contact. Boy, you're way out in front, buddy. Got to have the discipline, let the ball travel. Can't hit balls hard that way. It might be a low pitch, I don't know. Watch another one. That's a lousy pitch. Who's pitching to you, Michael? The guy should be taken out and hung. Let's watch another one. Let's get a strike here. Okay, there we go. Okay, same thing. You're that far away from contact, and you're just barely in the ground. You're just barely in that power source, which is the ground. Okay? We got to stay connected to the ground. Look at that front foot, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. But it gets kind of washed away with that back foot. And then again, how far out in front you are. Michael, I can't teach you to let the ball travel, okay? That's an inner discipline you have to develop as a player. You have to get to the point where you trust your hand so much that you're not worried about getting beat. But because of the length of your swing, the things we talked about before, that may be one of the reasons why you're out in front. You're worried you're not going to get there because how long it takes to get there. and that's the reason why. So again, I'm going to send you a couple links for some drills that'll be attached to the email for your eval. I want you to do those and get a sense of what it feels like to be square at home plate, and also to take the correct path with your barrel to the baseball when you do the dual T drill. Alrighty? Okay, Michael, it's nice meeting you at camp. I look forward to seeing you at the next ABC baseball camp.